Paulie Malignaggi says that Gervonta Tank Davis is not a 3-division champion and Floyd is just hyping the train. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So we have some interesting news as former world champion Paulie Malignaggi, who was a professional boxer. And you guys know Paulie Malignaggi, famous for getting slapped by a dude with baby powder and stuff like that. And, got his girl taken by Gervonta. I could just go on about this dude. But anyway, Paulie Malignaggi has some strong words to say about Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Tank Davis. Paulie Malignaggi stated that back in my day, there was only one world champion. Now anybody can get a belt and be happy and stuff like that. I have to agree with Paulie Malignaggi. Back in his era of fighting, guys had to really fight for the belts. There was no interim belts, no franchise belts or anything like that. Guys just had to fight to be a champion. Back in those days and be number one. Even though Paulie Malignaggi got brutally knocked out about 5 or 6 times, and he only have 6 or 7 knockouts, and he's got 40 fights and stuff like that. But no, 36 fights. I'm sorry, but all together 44 fights. But anyway, guys, Paulie Malignaggi says that Gervonta Tank Davis is a 1-division champion, but he's not a 3-division champion because Paulie Malignaggi doesn't consider the regular belt as a real belt. But with that being said, I totally agree with Paulie Malignaggi. I don't think Gervonta Tank Davis is a 1-division champion. If you want to say that, you could count the super champion. But the regular belts, even though it's a regular belt, it's still a belt at the end of the day. But with that being said, guys, Paulie Malignaggi, I have to agree with him on this, 100%. I truly believe that a lot of guys just, they need a petition to get rid of all these belts. Even Floyd Mayweather wanted to get rid of all these belts. But, Floyd Mayweather as a promoter, he's going to do whatever it takes to promote his fighters. It doesn't care what belt they get. He's going to do whatever it takes to promote his fighter and stuff like that. But I'm going to explain to you guys how these belts cause a lot of confusion. We look at the lightweight division. The lightweight division is the most confused division. I'll give a prime example. Ryan Cap Garcia. Ryan Garcia was eventually supposed to fight Devin Haney after Luke Campbell because Ryan Garcia was a WBT interim champion. And Ryan Garcia was going backwards. Instead of fighting your mandatory, you were supposed to be mandated to fight Devin Haney. You went backwards to fight a guy within Luke Campbell, and you damn near almost got knocked out. And Ryan Garcia did it twice. Ryan Garcia was the mandatory to fight Devin Haney again, but he flip-flopped and went backwards to fight Jojo Diaz, and that fight never came to fruition. And it's sad that Devin Haney, as the WBC super champion, has to call out his mandatories because they refuse to not want to fight him. And I'll give you another example. George Kambosos Jr. George Kambosos Jr. is running around here saying he's undisputed and stuff like that, but he was clearly caught on tape says, I'm not undisputed. I have to beat Devin Haney to be undisputed. He says it's not about the money, it's about the legacy. But now George Kambosos Jr. told Devin Haney, you're going to have to sell your jewelry because you're going to have to pay me the amount of money that I need. And he was also caught on tape says that I have more belts than you and I make more money than you. And George Kambosos Jr. kind of smiled and no, you don't. You do not make more money than Devin Haney. Your biggest payday was with Eddie Hearn. If you think that you're going to go to Bob Arum to get a big payday, you are mistakenly wrong. Bob Arum is not going to look to pay you big money because Bob Arum doesn't look at you as a high-pro fighter. A lot of people say you lose this to Gervonta Tank Davis badly, you lose this to Lomachenko badly, and you get whitewashed by Devin Haney badly. George Kambosos Jr. He doesn't. I don't understand this dude. Them belts has gotten to George Kambosos Jr. head. He wants to fight in Australia, which Australia not having 50% of capacity. But guys, make this make sense. Why do George Kambosos Jr. want to fight in Australia if you know you ain't bringing in the revenue because half of the fans is not going to be there, but you still want big money? That makes no sense. the big money comes from the fans being there. By the fans not being there in the stadiums of Australia, and Devin Haney is willing to go, you're still not going to get big money because half of the fans are not going to show up. But you want big money? Make that make sense. But with that being said, guys, I truly agree with Paulie and Malignaggi. There's a lot of belts that's causing confusion in these divisions. I truly believe that should eliminate these belts. But Gervonta Davis is not a one division champion. He's a 3-division champion because even though he had a super and regular, it's still a belt at the end of the day. And now Gervonta Davis could be mandated to fight Rolly Romero for the WBA regular title. It makes no sense. Why would they mandate a fight for the regular title and stuff like that? It's confusing. I thought you were supposed to get mandated for a super title, but apparently you could get mandated for a regular title. It's just confusing at the end of the day. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.